Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for the next sketch from my 101 sketchbook challenge that I am on the journey with this year. I'm going to be working on page 35. I also will have the original blog post linked with this video. If you don't have the sketchbook, you're more than welcome to take a look at that and what has inspired my version of this sketch. If you haven't already subscribed and would like to continue on with my journey, please do so and hit the bell so you will know when I will get the next sketch uploaded or the next video uploaded. And if you already are a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love all your comments. And of course, if you like my interpretation of this sketch, please hit the thumbs up. So let's get to it. All right, here we go. This is my book, and I'm writing in pencil instead of in my pen I usually do for the virtual crop sketches. So wanted to hold it up in case you want to grab a screenshot of my measurements, but I will be talking you through it as well. And here we go with my lighting so you can actually see what I'm going to be working on. My base pages for the sleigh are this gorgeous mountain and road page with the red letters and numbers on back, or months, and the green side with the cameras that has the black kind of spatter on the back of it. The left side is going to be this photo one, so let me get going with that one first. Part of my challenge for myself with the Wanderlust collection, I am using up the last of what I have from this collection. And I noticed it was in the last chance area as of the end of December 2023. And the laser cut mats are still available, and I still had quite a few of mine. So I wanted to give you some ideas using the laser cut mats. We also did have the paper and tonal papers available, as well as the Fast to Fab refills that are listed as hot, which means they are going fast, so they might already be gone by the time this video airs. All right, I am going to be using the hexagon paper. I cut both a 1/2 inch strip as well as a 2.5 inch strip. We're going to be using them through the different ends of the paper. I also have the airplanes, and I cut a 1/2 inch and a 2.5 inch strip of this one as well. It has the kind of almost faded newsprint on the back of it. I also did grab out my chevron arrow border maker cartridge, and I cut 2 borders from that one from the, I don't know, that had a photo on the back, I think, the green compass paper. And then I cut it at 1 inch, since it is a border maker cartridge that stays with the paper. And I'm going to get these down first, and then I'm going to go a little bit more with what we're going to be doing, a little bit more with the page, and I'll show you which laser cut borders we'll be using. Hang on, for this 1/2 inch strip, I need the repositionable tape runner. It's just a little bit easier with the size of a strip. So again, the hexagons are going at the top left of this side page. Oops, of the page. Let me get them on here. There we go. And then one is my 2.5 inch strip that has the airplanes on it. And this one is going to go, I pulled out my 0 centering ruler, and I'm going to go with about a 1/2 inch above the 0. So it's essentially 5.5 inches down from the top of the page. Here is where I'm lining it up on my ruler. And then I do want to center my chevron arrows. Getting some repositionable tape going on these real quick. want that centered between my, so if I have a 2.5 inch strip, I need my ruler at 1 1/4, and then this is an inch. So I need this running at the 1/2 inch mark. Yes, going, oops, nope. I want my arrows going in towards the center of the page, drawing the eye in. So what did I say? 1 1/4 and a half. There we go. Okay, through the middle of my page there, drawing the eye over towards the center of our page. Now, here is one of my laser cut mats that I picked. It does have kind of the black spatter at the bottom again. I'm just going to go ahead and start adding some tape to it, some repositionable around the outside. Oops, and I'm going to use some of my regular tape runner just to reinforce it a little bit more in the center. You probably don't want to run a photo under this one because it does have the dark space through it, but you can see how nice the strip on top looks going through our little chain up here. So I'm kind of lining that up, and there we go. This one is one of my 4x6 mats, and this one is one of my 4.5 by 6.5. So this is here. This is going up here. Let me go ahead and get those stuck down. And so we have the Walk, Explore, Wander on the back side of this one that has I Want to Make Memories all over the world. And I bet you can't imagine why I picked this one, because it matches our base page perfectly on the opposite side of the page. If you thought that, you were correct. Here we go. And finally, I do have another piece of this hexagon paper, and this was a scrap I had. It's 4.5 by 5.5, and I thought, let's use up some scraps. So we're going to use this one going up through our page as well, and it does cover up some of our arrows. And that's okay. It's just going to be what it's going to be. I think originally maybe I had centered that a little bit more. I'll fix that. But then I would be up higher. No. Okay, we're going to move this one up. Sometimes that happens. I think it's one way and then it's not, and I should have put my other mat down first. And then if this is, well, this one's going to go over this one, which is okay. So this is going up. And I will let you know the measurement, because I want that running underneath there. This one's going to come up. This is where having that multi-purpose tool, there we go. Okay, so a little bit of repositionable tape. Fix anything. And I do feel better about that. I like the look better. Fix that, fix this. There we go. Put this one back down. And so this one is still getting centered, but it's okay. This one is going to run over that just a little bit, but I like it better having this open here. So that's what I changed my mind about. I feel like I need to get this centered again. Hang on, here we go. Am I reasonably straight here? Let's see. Yep, all right. So my ruler's still out, thankfully. Let's see, we had what, 2.5 on this? So I went at 1 1/4 at the top instead, and my border is still at about a 1/2 inch. So 1 1/4 from the center, which means it's going to be 3 3/4 from the top of the page. So hopefully y'all weren't completely crafting along with me. I do have an embellishment I'm going to add right in here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that now because this one is, yeah, I'm going to cover up some of those, but I didn't want to cover it up with the mat. So, you know, on your page, you do how you want to do it. On my page, I am doing it this way. And so we had these little pointers that were on our sticker set. So I'm going to add one of these to my destination embellishment. Just bringing that gray. It had just had the gray and the green that just worked so well with the page overall. And okay, let me make sure 1 1/4 from the top. Yes. Okay, because we're going to do the same thing on this page, and this way at least I know, hopefully I'll remember. We are going to run the airplanes through the top of this page though, because I only had so much left of some of these pages, and I thought, you know what, it is a great way to use up what you have left from the page scraps, and they coordinate so well. It's going to work out and look beautiful when you see these two pages together, and you'll also see based on the embellishment I picked as well. So this one is the hexagon that we're going to put at 1 1/4 from the top of the page. Sorry about that, folks. And it's definitely not an exact science here. And sometimes, let me make sure, bring in my other page a minute here. How does that look? Nope, that looks like it's still up a little bit higher, doesn't it? Glad I didn't put down my dark green compass yet. Yep, it's about 1/4 inch off, isn't it? So I either read my ruler wrong, or I just didn't line it up the way I thought I had. So again, I apologize. I'm going to get this straight. I'm just going to match it here. So whatever you're doing, run it through your page, or try to run it through evenly. Wherever you're doing it, whether you do it at 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/2 inch, or right through the center. Up to you. And when I did punch my arrows, I did make sure that my compasses would be facing up as well on the page, because the paper is a little bit directional. There is a north on these compasses, where on one of our other compasses there wasn't. So, okay, so what did I say? Well, that is kind of close to 1 1/4 inch. I guess I must have just read it wrong the second time. And there we go at our 1/2 inch. So you can see where my paper is just a little bit wider at the bottom on this side, and it's a little bit wider on the top on this side from where I cut it at the inch on my trimmer. And now let's pull in the rest of what we're going to add to this page. We have a 3 inch by 4 inch piece of paper, the hexagon paper. We have our round mat here, and we have another one of our 4x6 mats, and a 4.5 by 5.5 piece of our airplane paper. That is directional. I'm trying to make sure I get it so it's not upside down. This one's going down here. So this one we can use either as a journal box or as a photo mat, and then we can turn this into a journal box or a photo mat as well. So I like having options for later for when I go to add my photos. And so this one gives us a little bit more in the option realm here. This is going to go up a little bit over our airplanes, just like our other mat went over it on the other side. And try to get maybe every other loop on this thing here. Going out to the edge, I think that should help hold us. I'll just put a little bit more at the top and maybe a little bit more at the bottom to make sure that we are secure when we place down this mat. And basically all you need to do is you can grab your circle cutter or your custom cutting system when you're doing your, if you want to add a photo here, or again, you can also cut an extra white piece, or you can just journal right on there as well. So options. This one has several options of things that you can do with it. Because the color is light enough, it'll work. And I'm going just to the right of the line on the road with this one, so you can still kind of see some of that. When we have it next to the mat, you'll see it more. Our Outdoor Adventures is going in the top. I did add a little red marker that I found in the sticker pack for that one. And this is just going to go at the very top here, kind of centered between our mat and our mat. And then we also had this map that's going to go kind of angular between here. Let me pull that one out. I like that this one also had that extra point. It has the X and it has our coloring that we've used on the page. So this is our right side of our page. Let me get these out of the way so I can show you both pages together. But first, right side of the page and left side of the page. I think I need to reinforce this guy just a little bit. That's okay. Here we go. Whew. So that one was a little bit of an ordeal. Yeah, but it turned out, you can see we've got the reinforcing of our design from the right side on the left and kind of the left on the right as well, with our coloring of everything here. I just want to reinforce my mat just a little bit and the other edge of this here. But when I had to move things, they were not quite as secure as I wanted them to be. Okay, so page 35. What do you think? I did take, so this one has the strip at the bottom and my strip is at the top, but otherwise, I think I saw the circle and I saw the oval and I just thought, you know what, this is a great sketch to show how to use the circular mat. And then we did, of course, add, this one is a little bit smaller. And there we go. But y'all know I like to add larger pictures as well. And I do have a quick card. I'm trying to challenge myself to do a card with each one of these layouts as well. And whether it's inspired by the paper or by the layout itself, I'm just kind of putting together some scraps, some other things as I have for these cards. So I had part of one of those mountain pages that had the green compasses on the back. And so this one is going to go down as my card base, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Here we go. And just line this up on your blank card from your card kit. I do had an extra little strip of the hexagon paper This one is 1 inch by 4 inches. And that's going to run through kind of the center of our page here. It's not going to hit quite the top and the bottom because remember we have 4 1/4 there. But I think I was going to angle this over just a little bit. Yeah, so that way you could see the mountains a little bit more. And since this one's a little bit wider, I can use the regular tape runner and leave a little bit at the top and bottom of just the space from the paper. We're going to add our On a Little Getaway embellishment. Sometimes I do struggle with using some of the larger embellishments, so I'm really also challenging myself to use a few more of those. Here we go, adding a pop of color to our page, or our card, forgive me. Adding a little bit of color to our card, and then I also found you could label this or put the person's name on it, and you can send this to somebody instead of a postcard if you're on a trip. And it just says, we're having fun. You know, maybe you have older kids you've left at home and you've gone on a vacation. And so these stickers fit perfectly into that white space. And you can send a little card home to your kids, maybe to your parents. There you go. Instead of a postcard. So I hope you all have enjoyed my interpretation of this sketch and the companion card I've put together with it. Until next time.